afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of the media. Welcome to Orange County Emergency Operations Center. Thank you for joining us. We will be having an update on Hurricane Matthew, and it's my pleasure to introduce Orange County Mayor Teresa Jacobs.
Good afternoon. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for being here to make sure that we have the ability to communicate as clearly as we can with as many people as possible. First, I want to begin with a quick update about what we know about the storm. And, of course, you all have this information, I'm sure, as well, but it has already had a significant impact on our friends in the Caribbean. And I ask that you join me in helping to keep our neighbors in our thoughts and prayers there and to help keep our local neighbors safe. I'll start with a quick update. What we know that the latest track has us anticipating that we will begin to feel the tropical storm wind forces 39 miles per hour or greater starting at about 11 p.m., between 11 p.m. and midnight. So that's just obviously around the corner. First and foremost, I want to emphasize that our goal, the shared goal of not only Orange County government, but also our Congressman Mica, who will speak in just a moment, Sheriff Demings from Orange County as well, Bill Sublette, our school board chair, as well as all of the local agencies, government agencies, is to make sure that we are ready for whatever happens, and that we're doing our best to make sure that our citizens are equally prepared. We've been through this before, 12 years ago. We saw when the unpredictable happened, and I think we were all surprised at the amount of damage that it brought. I certainly don't anticipate that. I don't hope that that's the case. But we have to be prepared, and our citizens have to take this serious. And I'm encouraged by some of the activity that we've already seen from citizens that do seem to be taking this storm very seriously. Remember that regardless of what the models show, anything is possible. And so to keep our families and our neighbors secure, we're asking for everyone this evening, this afternoon, to walk around your property, make sure that anything that is freestanding, that is loose, is picked up, is secured, and doesn't become an object of destruction for your home or your neighbors. When we talk about shelters in just a moment, we're going to let you know what our plan is there and how you can help us get that message out. We need to make sure that our residents are prepared to shelter in place for 3 days. Most people will not leave their homes. There are people that should and will, but for those who are sheltering at home, it is not an unreasonable thing to expect that you could be out of electricity for up to 3 days. So please make sure that you're prepared, that you have drinking water on hand, that you have flashlights, batteries, that you have those canned goods that you can roll out to feed your family. We will also be using our Code Red system, which enables our fire rescue to notify residents of 54 specific mobile home communities and clusters around Orange County. We have many of these on the east side of Orange County where we anticipate the greatest strength and the greatest amount of damage. And of course, we are all particularly concerned about those who are living in mobile homes or other precarious housing arrangements, including our homeless population. So we are using the Code Red system to notify them. We are doing reverse 911 calls to those that we feel are in most danger to let them know that they need to be prepared and to let them know what shelters are available to them. For all citizens, I encourage you to download, if you have a smartphone or a tablet, for you to download our free safety apps, especially OCFL Alert. If you have access to the internet, I encourage you to go on our website so that you can look for sandbag locations, so that you can look for other resources that you will need to weather this storm. With regard to shelters and sandbags, the shelters that we will be opening include pet-friendly shelters. We have several of those. We will be opening shelters for those with special needs, those with medical needs, and we will be announcing those locations tomorrow. And we will have those shelters open by 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. So people that believe that they need to start moving to a shelter can start making plans for that tonight, and we'll let you know of the exact locations via our website and via the support that we have from the media. Sandbags. Between the hours of 7 a.m. and 11 this morning, we had over 11,000 sandbags picked up. To me, this is very good news. It tells me that people are taking this seriously, and that's the most important thing that we need. We need our citizens not to be complacent about this storm. We will have these sites open through 7 p.m. tonight, and they will be open again tomorrow morning. It is now my pleasure to introduce one of our hardest working public servants, Congressman John Mica. Congressman Mica serves as the chairman of the Subcommittee on Transportation and Public Assets, which has direct oversight over FEMA. So once again, how fortunate we are to have Congressman Mica with us here today, but most importantly, to have Congressman Mica as a champion for the issues that are so crucial to us. How timely it is that you're here with us today. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mayor. First of all, thank you, Mayor, and all of the local officials. I was just briefed on their preparedness, and I can tell you that, again, having oversight over disasters, fortunately not in this region for some time, but most recently we've had them around the country. I've never seen any communities as prepared as ours is. So they have it together. They're prepared on a whole host of fronts to protect and secure Orange County and this region. Very pleased to again see what has been accomplished here. So I congratulate the mayor and all of the others, the employees and others dealing with emergency management. That's the first good news. Overseeing FEMA yesterday, I contacted at Washington, the regional level in Atlanta and Tallahassee. We have deployed a liaison FEMA chief officer who's Terry Quarles. He is now located in Tallahassee. We've made everyone aware of that contact throughout the region. Ron Plummer, where's Ron here? Raise your hand. He is the Orange County Emergency Manager, and he'll be working with them. In addition, we always put in place, and I want to announce that we have it in place, what is called an Incident Management Assistance Team. And since we're in this situation, we don't know what's going to happen. This could be a very, very serious and damaging storm. People are going to have to stay tuned, stay alert, and stay prepared. But we do have in place in Tallahassee. We're fortunate we talked to federal officials yesterday. They're keeping the Hermine emergency assistance team in place that was here for that incident. I will tell you, I work with a lot of the governors across the country. None better prepared than Governor Scott and our state operation. So right now, this is a state and local operation. We will have to see about what happens and damage. The next role would be for the local officials to do an assessment of the damage, see if we qualify. They'll be putting that in. We're prepared to act immediately. I know the governor will act and get a request and declaration if we do have damage. But that assessment has to take place after the storm and after the damage. Right now, I feel that we're in place. I just alerted folks. I got word that some hospitals and nursing homes, more than expected along the coast, are probably, well, they're going to have to evacuate. So that's one issue we're going to try to address to make certain that the most vulnerable in our communities and at risk have shelter in this storm. And right now, the biggest damage could be along the Florida's coast. You get a 15-foot surge, and you're looking at very severe damage and a lot of people's lives endangered. So I do have to leave. I want to thank you again, and we'll make sure we distribute the contact information. We've learned from, it's been 12 years since we had an incident like this, but well, the main thing is having communications, and we'll make certain everybody is connected, stays connected, and I'm telling you, they're doing a great job here in Central Florida. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Absolutely. Thank you. I think Congressman Mica hit on probably this region's greatest strength, and that's our ability to come together and collaborate, deal with tough issues and tough challenges. And we're pleased to have with us today, and he's always with us when we have these types of issues, and that's Orange County Sheriff Jerry Demings. He's going to talk a little bit about their preparedness and their role, but rest assured, unlike some other communities that you see where they're not prepared for these types of situations, we here in Orange County are, thanks to his great leadership. Thank you.
All right. Good afternoon. The mayor is absolutely right. We have some great assets in this community, and that is the experience level of the many people here. I can tell you from being here myself, 12 years ago, the citizens of Orange County should have comfort in knowing that you have very experienced leadership who can handle the issues that are yet to be known or yet to come. The staff here with county administration and the various other disciplines here are all well experienced, and so we're prepared. We have gone through our processes of looking at our plans of actions and our continuity of government responsibilities, and we are well prepared to move forward. From a law enforcement perspective, we are in the monitoring phase at this point. I will have a staff member who is traveling to Tallahassee at this point, who will be seated in the state's Emergency Operations Center. We will have representation here at the county's Emergency Operations Center, and also the Florida Department of Law Enforcement will have an Emergency Operations Center here locally. We will have a presence there as well. And so we will monitor this during the next few hours as the storm develops. We will make adjustments. But we want to say to the public that if you find yourselves in a situation where you do have to evacuate, be reassured that our patrols will be increased in those areas. We're working very closely with the county as those areas are being identified, and as the next 24 to 48 hours move by, this will become obviously a lot more defined, and we are there. We will be, as the mayor will look at various emergency orders perhaps tomorrow, depending upon what those orders look like, we will put some law enforcement things in place to review concerns regarding price gouging or any of those types of situations that sometimes are characteristic of a storm with people adjusting prices upward. But we will work with the county and the county attorney's office as this moves forward to monitor all of those types of activities. That's our role at this point. I'm looking forward to the next few hours. Okay.
Thank you. And another member of our community that plays such an important role is obviously our Orange County Public Schools. With us today is Chairman Bill Sublette, who's done a phenomenal job of seeing Orange County Public Schools raise their scores and their safety levels. And it's my pleasure to introduce our chairman to talk about their role in preparedness.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor. Well, first and foremost, our prayers also go out to our neighbors along the coast and in the islands. I also want to thank Mayor Jacobs for her effective leadership on this issue, and for Sheriff Demings and Congressman Micah. They're wonderful partners of ours when it comes to public safety, and we especially appreciate the communications that the mayor extends to us as well. All Orange County public schools and all Orange County Technical College campuses will be closed on Thursday and Friday. And we want our students, our families, and our employees to be able to prepare for the storm, which is why we have closed all of our public schools and our technical colleges for Thursday and Friday. This time we'll also allow our maintenance and facilities staff to prepare our school sites and our additional facilities for anticipated hurricane conditions, and also allow us to prepare our school sites, many of which are used as safe places, safe havens for Hurricane Matthew, as hurricane shelters. In fact, I'm aware currently we already have 2 schools being prepared to be open as hurricane shelters, Corner Lakes Middle School and Timber Creek High School. In addition, and this is an important point, all Orange County Public School activities will be canceled through Sunday. That includes all after-school activities, all sports activities, all extracurriculars, all clubs, all travel, not just tomorrow and Friday, but through Saturday and Sunday as well, and we would appreciate the media's help in getting that word out as well. As for our 24,000 employees, all of our 10-month employees will be off on Thursday and Friday because of Hurricane Matthew, and all of our 12-month employees will be off on Friday, as all schools and offices will be closed again on that day. For our students and our 10-month employees, the bad weather makeup days are as follows: Friday, October 28th, and Friday, April 28th. I apologize to our students. I have 3 of them myself. They're disappointed they don't just get to take these days off, but we will be making those days up on October 28th and on April 28th. We will continue to monitor Hurricane Matthew's impact on our county in consultation with Mayor Jacobs and with the National Weather Service, and also in consultation with local emergency management offices. We will communicate with our 200,000 students and their families and with our 24,000 employees through our Connect Orange system, which is our district telephone communication system. Also on our website, which is www.ocps.net, and also on our Facebook and our Twitter feed. So we would encourage all of our families and our employees to please monitor our Facebook page, monitor our Twitter feeds, and listen for our Connect Orange messages as well. So again, thank you, Mayor, for coordinating with us. I'm joined today by Michael Eugene, who is our Chief Operating Officer. Superintendent had a conflict and could not be here today. But if you have any questions, I'm confident Mr. Eugene, our Chief Operating Officer, can answer those. So thank you again, Mayor.
Let me mention, I appreciate Orange County Public Schools making the decision that they did in getting that announcement out this morning. I think it's extremely important that that our children they're our best and most valued resource, and I really respect and appreciate that decision. Orange County government will make a decision probably sometime mid-morning tomorrow about whether or not we will be open tomorrow. At this point, we intend to be open on Friday, but given weather circumstances, that can change. And obviously our circumstance is a little bit different than the number of children that you have to transport via bus. So again, we applaud your decision on that. We know UCF has also closed, and I think that these are very wise and responsible decisions. We have been in contact with a number of our regional agencies. As chairman of LINCS, we are looking at, and we're still a little fluid in the process of what routes will run and when they will cut off. We know it's important to make sure that we get people to and from work, but we also know it's even more important that we get them to and from work safely. So we will be alerting you of changes in schedules, and again, we enormously appreciate the support that we get from our local media to make sure that people know. We will open here tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock at a level of 2 tomorrow, and as mentioned earlier, we have Ron Plummer, emergency manager for Orange County, and we also have our fire rescue chief and Chief Drodes. Do either of you have anything that we've left out that should be added? I know you're available for questions, but did we miss anything? All right. Okay. And we also have our public safety and health director, Dr. Rawls. Anything that we missed, sir? All right. Let's open it up at this time to questions.
Can you explain to people where you're at right now in terms of considering whether or not people in Orange County need to evacuate?
At this time, we think that there are certain environments, particularly those people that are living in mobile homes, especially on the eastern side of the county, that really need to evaluate their safety. That's why we've sent out reverse 911 calls to them, reminding them the storm is coming their way, what the predictions are for wind speed. I think my greatest concern and our board's greatest concern are those people who are living in housing structures such as mobile homes or others that they feel may not be able to withstand the winds. Those would be the people that we would advise that they look at evacuating.
For the sheriff, in a case of the worst case scenario, you might encounter looting. What would your message be to people who would participate in something like that? And what would your message be to people who could potentially fall victim to something like that?
Well, our message is really simple. If people engage in unlawful activity and where they take advantage of the circumstances of the people who may be going through a particular disaster or tragedy, we're going to certainly invoke the law in that case and hold individuals accountable. So that's why we're increasing our patrols. We don't want people to feel that they're vulnerable if they have to leave their homes. We will certainly be in those neighborhoods, and so we hope that people don't have to evacuate, but if based on the track of the storm, if that becomes the reality, that we are prepared to increase our patrols throughout the county.
Do you expect a lot of traffic moving through the area in terms of people on their way out of other parts of the state and What do we expect on I-4 and that sort of thing?
That's probably, Ron's been in the community.
Yeah, we'll bring Ron up to answer that. Can I just go back to your previous question for just a minute? The other important population that we need to be concerned about is those that have special medical needs that depend upon electricity or access to hospitals. So that would be the other group of people that I would urge to make sure that they're taking proper precautions and availing them. We have special needs hospital shelters that we will be posting tomorrow morning. So those are the two populations I think are extremely important that they be cognizant and that they make the right personal choices, and we're here to assist. Mr. Plummer.
Good afternoon. As pertaining to your question on evacuations, we know that Brevard County has ordered evacuation from the outer barrier islands, and there's 87,000 people living in those islands. So you can imagine the traffic coming off of there. We're expecting to have some type of impact in our area coming this way, and that'll be starting today at 3 p.m. So, of course, Brevard County is prepared to try to house as many of those individuals as possible. They're going to ask them to go to their to relatives, to go to friends. They're going to have shelters open, but there's still a lot of people for them to shelter. We will have shelters beginning to be open tomorrow. We've talked to Visit Orlando, so we're putting out information where they can have possibility of coming and staying in hotels. So the traffic will be an issue, but we got a lot of construction going on, so there will be some concern about people moving to and from, but I think we'll do very well.
Can you talk a little bit about the changes that have been made to the construction? Everyday
Yeah.
you know?
Thank you, because we have two different areas where we have major construction. One is I-4. DOT has announced that they're suspending all construction activity and doing everything they can to remove any impediments. And I no doubt heard the announcement. The governor has declared that tolls need to be lifted so that people can move quickly and without any added costs. So those are two measures that are in place. We also have a member of the Central Florida Expressway Authority team that's here to address what we're doing at the Expressway Authority to help facilitate flow of traffic and remove any impediments.
Yes, to answer your question, the traffic has increased. We're watching the beach line. We're monitoring our traffic cameras. The construction has been closed down. Maintenance crews are going to be, the preventative maintenance has been shut down, and we're ready to be reactive. And they're out checking drainage structures and preparing for the storm.
Quick question. Do you know when you're going to be shutting down tolls?
As of 1:30 today, the beach line tolls have been suspended, and that direction comes from the governor.
And then a question about shelters. I don't know if Bill Sublette and Ron want to come back up there. I'm kind of curious. You say you're preparing schools. Do you have an idea of which schools already are likely to be announced as shelters tomorrow?
Well, we're preparing a total of 7 schools, I understand, and 2 schools, come on up, Mr. Eugene, 2 schools mentioned have already, yeah.
One thing I would hate to see is, I think it'd be better if the public knew all of the shelters that were
Okay.
available at once, because your schools,
Mhm.
we need to get back to business as schools. So perhaps we can put all of that out as quickly as
Yeah,
possible.
let me defer to you then, Mayor, on that.
Yeah, only because, I mean, they know what schools, but I'd love to be able to give you a comprehensive list so that people that are looking don't immediately assume school's the best place. We do want to restore schools to operation. If we have, like we did in 2004, where we had an unbelievable amount of debris that caused so much delay, we want to be able to move people that might be in our shelters and may need to stay there for several additional days because their homes are unfit to live in. We don't want them in our schools. We want them in our other shelters. So we're extremely appreciative to the fact that our school sites are there and that our school board is so supportive. But if we give you those right now, that's where people will go. So we'll have them.
What will it be likely that people will be recommended to bring to these shelters?
That's a great question. Can I get, Ron, can you speak to that issue?
Actually, the shelters are not the best place to go, but it is a safe haven for them. So we ask them to bring sleeping equipment with them, bring games for their kids, their medicines. We will provide basic necessities. We will feed them while they're there. So those are the basic things we ask them, but they cannot bring any type of weapons or not to bring any alcohol or in some cases at the schools, they don't take pets. We do have pet-friendly shelters that we have and will announce.
Might I
So those are
suggest,
some of the things.
That is such an excellent question, and those types of details are extremely important. What I think would be very helpful is if we communicated that to each of the media outlets, so that you can help to let people know what does that bag look like that you're packing? What are you including? Thanks, Greg. Anything else? Anne Marie?
We will provide, Ron Plummer is Plummer, Ron Plummer with Office of Emergency Management, and we want to make sure that we have everyone's name here for you. We'll provide that at the end. If there are no other further questions, we will officially close the broadcast. Thank you.